What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more. That was a song back in the 80s. And people have been asking the question, what is love, ever since. Problem is that it was answered 2,000 years ago. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not boast, love does not dishonor others, love is not self-seeking, love is not easily angered, love keeps no record of wrong, love does not delight in evil, love rejoices in truth, love always protects, love trusts, love perseveres, and love never fails. Problem is, that's not speaking of human love, that's speaking of godly love, that's speaking of a concept called agape, and that's damn near impossible for anyone to accomplish. I'm not saying it's impossible, it's just very hard. Okay, the problem is that a lot of people don't know what love is. I mean, I've seen people out there, they're always ambitious, they're always excited, oh, I think I'm in love. And then it's not real love. So, somebody asked me what was love the other day, and I'm like, well, I'm not sure I can define it in terms that are achievable, really. Especially not from this standpoint. Problem is that I've met a lot of people older than me, wiser than me, that really don't know what love is. And somebody asked me one time why that was. And the only theory I could come up with is that I think people mistake sex for love oftentimes, and it's hard to find good of one or the other. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, it's easier to find good sex, and when that rare occasion comes that someone does find good sex, they mistake it for love because they've been looking for good one or the other for so long. I mean, especially if you've hit your 40s and you haven't found it yet of good of either. It's just incredible to say something like that. And once they find the good sex, they mistake it for good love, and it's not the same. And it just doesn't work. I'm going to touch on the subject of relationship DOA as well right now. And it gets there. The concept of DOA, the theme song from Friends, your job's a joke, you're broke, your love life's DOA. That there. And then there was another song by Loverboy called DOA. I mean, it was a really good song. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's impressive. But it just, like, even the song Prissy Prissy is about the same. It's just, it always doesn't work. And it's about basically the same thing. You start out, you're with high ideals. If you've read your romance novels, you have, okay, this is gonna happen, Prince Charming's gonna sweep me off my feet. Or that's not romance novels, that's fairy tales. Prince Charming's gonna sweep me off my feet, we're gonna fall in love, we're gonna live happily ever after. And then you go out there and you find your Prince Charming, which isn't really your Prince Charming. He's just another guy out there, and he is charming sometimes, but then you start to compromise what you thought you were, until you become a shadow of yourself. And then you start compromising, and then you start expecting less and less out of every subsequent person. And in a way that's good, but in a way that's bad as well. You don't start thinking about stuff, and you become you're a shadow of yourself, and eventually you start to think at the beginning of a relationship, well, it's gonna fail, but it's better than being alone for the amount of time it is. And that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think that a relationship is going to fail, a relationship's going to fail quite simply because you don't have hope in it. And that is DOA. If you think your relationship's going to fail from the start, it's going to be DOA. It doesn't matter if you're alive or not. It doesn't matter if they're alive or not. You just can't. Remember, life's tough. It's even tougher if you don't know how to get where you're going.